Hello, language explorers. I'm Anne, and welcome back to Walk a Day English, where every day we combine walking themes with practical English language learning. Today, our walk is all about reading numbers, the ones you see all around you when you take a walk. By the end of this video, you'll know how to read and use numbers in different ways, helping you talk about your walking experience with confidence. Now, let's focus on reading numbers in English. As you walk, notice the numbers around you and take notes. What are they telling you? There are many different ways to read numbers, but today we'll concentrate on three types: telling time, ordinal numbers for dates and floors, and telephone numbers. Don't worry, the other number types will be coming later in a future Wade Walk or Wade Walks. When we read time in English, we usually say the hour first and then the minutes. So for example, this number here, this time here, we would read it as 3:15. Now, we might also say 3:15. It's a little bit more advanced, uh, but both will show the same time. In this case, we will say 7:30, 7:30. We can also say 7:30, 7:30. As we move around the clock, we'll get to this time, 9:45, 9:45, or 9:45. Now watch how I say this one, 9:45, 9:45. And finally, we have 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We could also say 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. if we want to be a little more specific at which 5 o'clock we are looking at. Okay, so let's take a look at reading numbers for place and dates. These are called ordinal numbers, and they again refer to positions and dates. So if I wanted to describe where the arrow is pointing in this building, I might say this. It is on the third floor. It is on the third floor. I would not say it is on floor number 3. I would absolutely understand what you meant. Communication has been made, but I would also understand that your first language isn't English. So again, it would be, it is on the third floor. It is on the third floor. Now, if I wanted to describe the date that this arrow is pointing to, I would say Canada Day is July 1st. Sometimes we'll write it with the ST after the number 1, and sometimes the ST will not be there. However, in either case, we will always say Canada Day is July 1st, not Canada Day is July 1. There is another way to say the date, and it's a little more formal, and it would look like this. Canada Day is on the 1st of July. Canada Day is on the 1st of July. Let's take a look at the other dates and how we would say them. So let's take a look at how I would say the other numbers on the calendar. So we had Canada Day is July 1st. So we'll start with first. First, first. Second, second. Third, third. Fourth, fourth. Fifth, fifth. Sixth, sixth. Seventh, seventh. Eighth, eighth. Ninth, ninth. 10th, 10th. 11th, 11th. 12th, 12th. When it comes to our teen numbers, we have 2 syllables there, and we are going to stress the teen side of the number, so the second syllable. So listen carefully as I say the teen numbers. So 13th, 13th, 14th, 14th, 15th, 15th, 16th, 16th, 17th, 17th, 18th, 18th, and 19th, 19th. When we take a look at our 20s, we're going to be adding the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like we did when they were single digit numbers. The trick here is to listen to the pronunciation of 20. When I say 20, I don't pronounce that second T. I do not say 20. I say 20. Okay, so let's give that a try. 20th, 20th, 21st, 21st, 22nd, 22nd, 23rd, 23rd, 24th, 24th, 25th, 25th, 26th, 26th, 27th, 27th, 28th, 28th, and 29th, 29th. For 30, when we look at numbers like 30, 40, 50, we're going to stress the first syllable of this number. So this will help us to hear the difference between 13 and 30. So we'll talk about those in a later Wade walk. But for today, we're going to finish off with our last two 30s and how we would count those. So 30th, 30th, and 31st, 31st. The last numbers we're going to look at and how to read is telephone numbers. So with telephone numbers, they are usually read in small groups to make them easier to say and remember. So here we're going to pause, very short pause, where you see the arrows and where you see the dashes. So for example, I might say 416 655 1234. Now you'll hear I added another little pause between the 2 and the 3. Let's hear that one more time. 416 655 1234. 416 655 1234. Now, we can say this number a slightly different way. And in this case, when I have the four numbers at the end, I could make those two two-digit numbers. So it would sound something like this: 416 655 1234. 416 655 1234. Now I'm only going to do this at the end of my telephone number. So I would not say something like 41 66 55 12 34. That's not how I would say a telephone number. I would not say 41 6 65 5 12 34. I just wouldn't do it. Okay. Now, maybe in your countries with your telephone numbers, it might work that way. But for a Canadian telephone number, we will say in most cases, each of the individual numbers for the first two sets of three, and then the end can change a little bit. I said in most cases. Let's take a look at one more way we could say this telephone number. So in this telephone number, in the 655, I have two fives. So it is possible to say double five. So it would sound something like this: 416 655 1234. Now I will not say 416655 because they're on different sides of the grouping of numbers. So one last time, 416 655 1234. 416 655 1234. Now, that was quite a bunch of numbers there to take a listen to and to practice. But please go back and practice that. The more confident you are in saying telephone numbers, saying dates, saying floors, saying the time, you will think less and it will start to roll off your tongue. Now, please don't be overwhelmed, but starting small is a great way to practice these numbers, and we can see them all on our walks. Okay, so please share your sentences or your ideas in the comments today. I'd love to see how you're doing. And remember, you can download today's PDF guide linked below. It has all this information plus some journaling questions to support your learning during today's walk and writing. Keep practicing. You're doing great. Now it's time to practice speaking by shadowing me. Shadowing means you listen to a sentence and then repeat it immediately, copying my pronunciation and rhythm. This simple technique helps you become a more natural and confident English speaker. Let's try my journal together. Okay. Another benefit of shadowing is that it builds speaking fluency and confidence. The repetitive nature of shadowing helps automate speaking, helping you be more fluent and less hesitant, and increases your confidence in using the language out loud. Let's go. Both of these pictures are connected to street parking. If you are using a mobile app to pay, then you need to enter 3604 for the location. It is $5.50 for every hour. Parking is available every day until 12 a.m. or midnight. On weekdays, you can start parking at 7 p.m. That means you cannot park during the day, so streets stay open for traffic flow. Parking is allowed from 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays and from 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sundays. This sandwich board advertisement is for Gigi Cafe at 191 Dundas Street West. It is a board game cafe and had this Vietnamese pop-up collaboration with Nom Nom. You can find this cafe on the second floor. This sign is a bit difficult to see as there was window glare, but it is for Cafe 85 at 695 Bay Street. All food providers are inspected at least once a year for Dine Safe, and the sign must be visibly posted. This location received a pass on May 13th, 2025. At the bottom, you can see it also received a pass on February 28th, 2025. I am not really sure why they had two inspections when they were both passes. If I really wanted to know, I could call 416 338 7600. This sign also has a bit of window glare. This sign shows the hours of operation for the Royal Bank of Canada, or RBC. This location is open every weekday at 9:30 a.m. It closes at 5 o'clock, except on Fridays when they stay open a bit later and close at 6. The sign lets you know that the bank will be closed August 4th for a public holiday. You can call 1-800-ROYAL-11 or 1-800-769-2511 if you have questions. Now it's your turn. Go for a walk, notice the numbers you see, and write your journal entry using today's vocabulary. Every step you take and every word you say builds your English fluency. Thank you for joining me on Walk a Day English, and I hope to see you on my next walk. If you would like to get personalized feedback on your journal entry, become a Wade member by signing up on our website. Take a look at the next video for another great Walk a Day English language adventure. If you liked this video, let me know in the comments and click the subscribe button. Until our next walk, stay safe and go explore your space, one word at a time.